Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mace, and welcome to my review of Separate Ways for the Resident Evil remake. Now, if you've come here expecting a really deep critical analysis of the game, you're probably going to be disappointed because I honestly don't really have a bad thing to say about it, and this is going to be more of a video telling you all of the many, many reasons about why it's good and why you should just go ahead and pay and download it. So, without further ado, here we go. Now, the game starts off with Ada deciding she needs to work with Luis to get a specific file of something that's on the island. Not sure that I really want to spoil that because it covers so much of the story, but a lot of the game has her working with Luis. And the overarching bad guy for the majority of this game is the character that's called the Black Robe, and it's one that you'll fight quite a number of times before eventually beating close to the end. And it's definitely a really good enemy type. It's one that's a lot better than some of the ones seen in the base game, and you'll have to really pay attention to the details to be able to beat it. And of course, Wesker's in this part of the game, and he talks to you throughout it. And it's really hard for me to play through this and not see Wesker as Sean Roberts, but with longer blonde hair. And I kind of feel like every time I look at the in-game model of Ada, I'm seeing like a more Asian version of Kristen Krug from Smallville and the Chun-Li movie. Yeah, Leon Kennedy and Ashley Graham definitely do show up throughout. Not quite as much as you would expect them to, but they do play a big part in certain portions of the game. Now, the gameplay is, of course, still the run around and shoot. I mean, you've got a few different weapons this time, but for the most part it plays exactly like the original Resident Evil 4 remake, and that's a good thing because the gameplay in that was pretty tight and solid overall. Now, there are quite a few more stealth options in this one than I remember seeing in the base version of the remake. You can sneak around a lot of these games, but you just need to make sure that you take care of your knives and make sure that they're repaired and pick up as many as you can so that you have these stealth kill options in these big areas. There's a few different puzzles that are going to pop up in separate ways, but none of them are very difficult. And you'll also have the blue medallion missions that pop back up that will give you a huge amount of spinels that you can use on jewels or, power-ups for your weapons or gunpowder or anything like that the trader has available. Now, Ada specifically has a special vision mode that allows her to see footprints in the environment, and you'll need to use those at certain parts of the game to kind of track the movement of certain characters that you need to find. The inventory briefcase management system returns this time around, of course. And this time you can equip 3 different charms on it that affects the item pickups or how much ammo you get from using gunpowder to make it. Or there's different skins also available that change ammo and health pickups too. So it seems to me that it's a little deeper than the original game, but again, it's been a while since I played the base game. There's a few other bosses from the Resident Evil 4 remake base game that return, along with El Gigante that has the same way of defeating him as Leon had in the base game. And it's just pretty cool to see him again because he's got a pretty interesting model. There's a Hive minigame too that's kind of inspired by the first Resident Evil game, and that was a nice callback and something that I definitely enjoyed playing. Now, you also get to pick up a biosensor scope, which allows you to finally kill those big unregenerator freezer enemies that came up in the base game that you kind of had to stick in one area and then, burn. But yeah, you can sort of sense where their weak points are, and it's actually vital for one of the blue medallion missions. The game's pretty gorgeous too, and the modeling is definitely top notch. It keeps the same style as the other Resident Evil 4 remakes. It just kind of has that higher quality of the Resident Evil 4 remake, which is really nice. I can't wait to see what they do with Code Veronica and then Resident Evil 5, because these games are starting to look pretty amazing. So the merchant, of course, returns, and if you're expecting him to finally explain his connection to the Duke, you're going to be disappointed. I guess that's just going to forever remain a little Easter egg in Resident Evil Village. I don't know, maybe a future gamer will elaborate on it, but as far as we know right now, there's no real connection other than maybe they knew each other once. There's a ton of unlockable models and hair options for Ada, and accessories for her, and skins for Luis and Wesker, and of course weapons and other things that you get in the collectible menu that you use the CP points on. And I was really excited to see that. I'm actually probably going to go through Mercenaries with a few of these different skins because I haven't tried out that yet. So, but yeah, that was a nice thing to see at the end of the game. Overall, I really don't have a bad thing to say about this game. This game DLC, it was only $9.99, and I definitely think it's worth it for the 4 hours plus however many times you replay it, that you get the value out of it, and especially to unlock all those extra skins for Ada, Luis, and Wesker, and the extra items for Ada. I definitely think it's worth it. So anybody that likes her character or wants to play more of the Resident Evil 4 remake, I definitely suggest that you download this, even if it's just at full price. It is totally worth it. But I guess without further ado, that's the end of my review. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video.